Welcome to the Week 15 in review.
In my room.
It's me and Jason in Nate's room. Who's
Nate says, "Get out."
Exactly.
Get out.
I'm only going to be in here as long as Nate lets me in here. So welcome to Week 15 in review. You'll notice Mr. Heath is not here. We believe he might be sleeping or in some sort of hibernative cocoon. Let me pull up the slideshow and you
I
tell
don't
me.
believe that, Kevin. I know you're not sleeping.
All right, you can see this. Let me know if you can see this.
Kevin's at the balcony.
Exactly. Can you see this, sir?
All I see is your giant head.
Oh, you know why? I got to share on Zoom. That's why. Hold on.
Oh my God!
It's okay. Hey, we're okay. We don't have to stop the
You've
stop
only
the
been
party.
doing this 15 years.
You know how hard this is? This is not easy. All right, share entire screen. There we go. Okay, there we go.
Hey, there we go.
And now let me pull back up what I had said, which was this. Can you see this?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm going to go to the first one, which, this is Camp Krusty. So normally I'd have him walk through these, but do you want to take the Kev job and walk through these, and then I'll just kind of chime in for each one?
Go ahead and you do the mindless.
Okay, I'll do the mindless breaking down of the numbers, and then you can be the color commentary. So I'll be the. Is it Al Michaels to your? Who's with him now? Is it Herb Street?
Yeah, it's Herb Street.
Okay, I don't. He's milquetoast, but okay. So in this one, Camp Krusty scores
I like
the big.
Herb Street.
What's that?
I like Herb Street.
All right, I don't hate him. He's better than others. So Camp Krusty comes away with the win with 155. His big points came from obviously Josh Allen, who continues to destroy at that position.
Ooh.
Alvin Kamara had a nice day against Washington with 17 points. And Puka Nacua, who is really the big receiver, it looks like right now on the Rams, as much as we love Kupp, Puka seems to be getting a lot of the attention. On the other side, Joe had a rough outing for his quarterback with Justin Herbert. Even in that game, he only had 16 points. Chase Brown, big day for him, at least for Cincinnati, 26.3. And then Jamar Chase comes forward with the 18. But boy, did he leave a lot on the bench. Jared Goff, 56. My goodness. Talk about choosing the wrong quarterback. And then the Texans defense, again, toss up, I get that. How can you not start the Ravens against the lowly Giants? But the Texans end up scoring 23. So go ahead and tell me your thoughts on this game.
Interesting there. I've railed against having two quality quarterbacks on your roster.
It's hard, yeah.
It's so hard, and obviously that's the margin of victory right there.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't blame Joe or Herbert. It was supposed to be in a shootout. Tampa Bay's defense, you're supposed to be able to throw on them, and they didn't put up much. But then again, Goff indoors against the Bills, I think people thought that was going to be a track meet. So,
which it was. Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe in giving yourself those choices like that, especially after the bye weeks. But it is what it is. You're right for Kevin, Josh Allen. It's just incredible right now.
Yeah.
It looked like maybe Lamar Jackson was fantasy MVP, but I'm leaning towards Josh Allen at this point.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see at the end of the year who is the most point scorer, whether it be because it's going to be between Allen and Lamar, obviously. But yeah, Josh is certainly making a case for it in this game and lots of others he's been in. He's had some down games, but more often than not, he's the one leading your squad.
Yeah, and one more note, Kamara, he did well, but he went out injured.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that more when we get to the matchups.
Okay.
That affects Kevin.
Oh, for sure.
This week.
Yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, so he's got some interesting challenges this week.
Yeah. All right.
And so we'll get to that. But yeah, good season for Joe. This one was pretty competitive, but like I said, he could have used those Jared Goff points, but. What can you do? Congratulations to Camp Krusty.
Yeah, and also I didn't point it out on here. I didn't circle it, but I noticed Jalen Waddle was 0. That's because he got injured in that game, right? And he went out.
Yes, that's right. I missed that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Najee got the -2 for the fumble Ruski against Philly, so that didn't help him either. So yeah, some of those things just put him behind the 8 ball. He couldn't recover. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is my game. God, this was brutal.
My goodness.
Talk about a drubbing. I mean, Don, I was watching the games in the morning, and I am not a score watcher. I am superstitious. I won't open the app until the end of the day, or maybe even Monday. I'm too superstitious. I think I know I know my guys, and I know some of her guys, and I'll kind of keep track of them, but I'm just kind of looking for some positives on my end, right? So a lot of my games were late window. Early games I'm watching, Hurts scoring, Gibbs going crazy, Connor. I'm like, oh my God, they just keep, the onslaught never stops. It was so depressing. I'm like, after all the touchdowns, stupid, what's his name? Terry McLaurin, the 2 touchdowns. I saw that. I'm like, that's it. David, we're going to the park. I'm like, we're going to the park. I'm not even sticking around for this. I went to the park, came back, wasn't any better when I came back either because everybody else is still scoring, even Worthy for crying out loud. So I highlighted, I'm not even going to go through them. Everybody but 2 people on hers had the highest scores on there. And Wilson scored a touchdown too. So it wasn't like, I can't count how many touchdowns she had. On my side, all I had going for me was Baker and Mike Evans. Great there. And Keenan Allen, the crap Keenan Allen, did a good job with his, but all the rest fell short. You can see the ones I highlighted in red. Derrick Henry, Montgomery did nothing for me. I know Montgomery was injured, so I gave him up to that. Kate Otten was the wrong start, but it wouldn't have mattered even with Freiermuth. I was so far behind. When somebody scores over 200, I'm pretty much dead. Sorry, Nate, you want to say something?
Oh, I'm just having a bit of deja vu right now for some reason, because I had like a dream like 3 years ago where I woke up here and you were here and somebody else let you in and I was...
That's creepy, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that, Nate. Thanks for the non sequitur. Jason, go ahead.
Save that story for a therapist, Nate. You know what? When he said deja vu, I thought he was talking about you whining and explaining another playoff.
Which is so often one and done for me. Yes, thanks, Nate. Bring that back. Rub the salt in that
Don
one.
put up amazingly the 218 turned out to be the weekly high score. It didn't look like it was going to be a phenomenal job. And yeah, you're right. When they score that much, the hits keep coming. Mm-hmm. You just got to take it. You put up an excellent 171. Dude, you got to get credit. Baker Mayfield was probably the free agent pickup of the year.
Yeah, he was awesome.
They were trying to fight back for you. He's not only has he been incredible for fantasy, but a real world quarterback. He lit up the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it with almost nothing this year, and then he has weapons when they're healthy. Incredible job by Baker Mayfield so far, I think.
Yeah. He was a very impressive. I mean, I know I started off with all my chips on Anthony Richardson, that sack that never panned out, but I had seen Baker do well, and I thought, you know what, let me grab him and I'll just ride him for a couple of weeks to see how he does. Maybe Anthony Richardson comes along, which he never did. And then I picked up Russell as another backup thinking, okay, maybe he comes on, which he did, but never enough that I could really trust him. And I'm glad I didn't start him in this one because I honestly thought, well, maybe he'll have it. No, thank God I didn't, because Baker's the only one that gave me a chance there. Kevin has just texted and must have woken up. He says he's going to call in, so I'm going to make this, I wonder if I can make it smaller. Shoot, that's almost too small. I need to stay on the Zoom call because that's where I have to admit him. So I'm going to make this, oh God, you can barely see anything there. Maybe I can do, if I do slideshow, I wonder if it's going to be the full screen. No,
this is exciting. A mid-show guest.
I know. Well, let's see if he calls. Let's see how long it takes him. He better call in quick because I'm stopping this whole thing for him. Let me roll to the next one, and what I'll do is I'll just go to the next one, and I'll see if I can. If I do slideshow, does it make the whole thing? Crap! It makes the whole thing. Okay. I'll try to enlarge if I can down here just for us to look at that. Let's see. Can I zoom in here? Well, I can zoom in a little bit, but still, that's really small. Let's see who we're looking at here. Wait, can I scroll up? Nope, I can't scroll up. Nope, I'm moving. Okay, we're going to pause this for a second. Come on, Kev, call in. Wait, I know what it is. You can see the Zoom thing. Can you see when somebody else comes in and it says they're waiting to be admitted or no? I don't know.
No, I don't see that part.
Let me see if I can do this.
That's just the host, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I can change it because I don't think I can change it to where it just auto-admits everybody. So I'll keep it here for another. I mean, we're good on time because we're only reviewing a couple of games. We're not doing all of them. Yeah, there's only
4 to go over and then 2 for this week. So.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell.
Yeah, if we're still recording, we are. Put up a good fight. I'm impressed that it's all for nothing. Nothing you could have done really at 218.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see it as we get further. That 170 was pretty dang good compared to all the other scores. But it's just, again, it's who you play, right? I mean, you know, I'd be happy to win if I only scored 100 points if somebody scored 99, but that's the games you play in, and Dawn just had a phenomenal day. I hope for her sake it's not one and done for her. I hope it's not this huge day, and then next week she falls off a cliff and just barely scores anything because, you know, you want to kind of space that out. If you have it all in one shot, you're like, I got to save this for the final run. And she plays, I think, Nick this week, so good luck there. I mean,
well, something's got to give, but yeah, I'm like you. I don't want to 218 one week save some, but
yeah.
Nick also was at 2-something, so now you got 2 teams
that
really called their shots, so we'll see how they both
both do after a 200 score week. Do they do? Come on, Kevin, will you hurry up?
Yeah, but like I said, that was nothing you could do about it. And funny, be careful what you ask for, right? Mm-hmm. Remember last week I was complaining because I was hoping to face you.
Yep.
And I got Greg. Because of the seating, and then it turns out you would have beat me.
Exactly. Hold on. Exactly, right? Okay, here comes Mr. Heath. He should be on here in a second. Come on.
I was going to say the deja vu is actually you losing.
Of course it was. Hey, Mr. Heath, wait a minute. You're blackened.
Hey,
there you go, Santa Claus. Welcome. Look who joined. Better late than never.
Take it home with you, buddy.
Good. Sorry about that. I was still in mourning from my 2 starters that are out.
Yeah.
I'm in
You're jumping the
trouble
gun
already.
You're jumping the
Exactly.
gun. We haven't got to that.
Yeah,
part
we're not to
yet.
that yet. Let's go
Oh,
here.
okay.
Well, let's start here, and I'll toss it to you, Mr. Heath. Why don't you walk us through the numbers on this one? We've already covered the first 2 games, but you take this third game.
Okay, let's do it. So
Hey,
we
Kev,
got,
before we start, just to catch you up,
yeah.
Matt is in a young boy's bedroom, but this week it's Nate's, so it's all good. It's all
Okay,
good.
well,
Yeah.
Hey,
And Nate's
safe
here, so
bet.
watch your mouth, boy.
hey, Heath.
safe bet he'd be in some young
Don't
boy's
touch
bedroom.
that man. Don't touch that man.
Okay, Nick's Picks puts up a whopping 214. Holy Toledo. Going up against Uncle Todd. Boy, poor Uncle Todd got I'll keep it clean.
Thank you.
Yule log full of Yule log ton of single digits over there on his team. Look at Nick. He got Lamar Jackson for 46.1.
Jeez.
He's got to be either him or my guy.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yep.
Yeah, James Cook for 28.3. Devonta Adams,
Wow.
46.8. Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors,
24.2. Unbelievable. Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry
What
Jeudy,
did I
that's
tell
your
you?
guy.
What did I tell you?
You were right, man. Jerry
22.8.
Judy's a stud.
And 20 out of the Bengals. I mean, good grief.
Yeah.
He's got 1, 2. McLeod and Gesicki, he let him down, as did Nick Folk. Not that he needed any of
Nope.
it. Looking at Todd, like I said, he gets 16.5 out of Bo Nix, but then we got the murderer's row or the murdered row.
Yeah.
Swift,
Single digits.
9.9. Romandre, 9.5. Your sloppy seconds, Jay. Tyreek Hill shows up for 5.5. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley less than 10. Hawkinson just barely
Yeah.
in double digits with 10. Amari Cooper with nothing. Did he get hurt?
No, he was in there, not targeted all day.
Holy cow.
Yeah, no targets.
What the heck?
Unbelievable.
And like the week before, he scored a ton.
Yeah.
I mean, by a mile, his highest scoring player was the defense. That's never a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 tough defenses this week. Look at the Broncos.
Yeah, they had a
score.
good week. Mm-hmm.
But wow, what a tough matchup for Todd. Almost gets doubled up.
Yeah, that was tough. Poor Todd. Again, you mentioned the murderer's row and obviously the Amari Cooper goose egg. That didn't help him. And again, going up against Nick, much like my opponent, over 200 points. Hard to be in that kind of category unless you're having a heck of a day.
I really feel bad for yours. I don't know if you covered it yet.
We did. She was just killing
Don
me.
felt bad. I mean, you scored 170 something and a loss. That's tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
tough.
I'll just wait while Kevin gets caught up.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. Go ahead, Jay. Talk about this one. Talk about your boy here.
So on this one, Todd and I were talking. If your opponent's going to get 215 and you're going to fall on your face, you might as well take the beat down. So him having no hope at all.
Yeah, better than my game, I would argue, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Although Todd, he's always the optimist. He's looking at the afternoon games. He's like, Bo Nix and they'll save me and this and that. And it's like, okay. But, yeah. For Nick, Matt, were you watching Red Zone? Devontae Adams, that last couple minutes of that game.
Yeah.
He just pummeled Todd.
It was
unbelievable.
it was nuts. I couldn't believe he went out that way. I was like, holy cow, this guy's going off.
Yeah, Todd showed me a stat where the yards and touchdowns that Devontae Adams got in like the last 3 minutes of that game is a record for this century or something.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Jesus.
And then for poor Todd, Amari Cooper's the big one. He had 14 targets last week.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Last week he had a huge day.
Yeah.
Then now he's got an indoor game in a shootout. 90 points are scored.
Right.
He gets
And yet he gets 0.
0 targets.
Seems
So,
statistically impossible, but there it is.
good job, Nick. We're gonna preview the game coming up, but we got a couple of 200-point scores. Titans going at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Amari Cooper almost seems on purpose, huh? Hey, this
Now,
one,
look at this.
Oh
this
my
was
gosh.
a wild game.
Totally.
And going into Monday night, I believe the last time I checked it, Jay, you could correct me. I think it was like 97% for you to lose.
Yeah, it was bad.
93. It was just amazing. You pulled it out. 160.92 to Greg's 155.06. Greg gets a ton from the Sun God, who shows up with 41.3.
Oh, man, he was
trying
killing
to will his team to a victory there.
Yep.
17.7, that's weird, from Collins and
McBride, yeah.
both. Such a weird score. And then the Packers go off for 23.12. 155, I'm almost saying 150, it's a 50-50 chance or better.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah,
but felt on the short side of that. So Jaden Daniels, like the cojones you have, Jay, of starting some of these guys, I got to give it to Jaden Daniels, good for 27.64. That works. As does Josh Jacobs. Even Dowdle. I mean, I've never even heard of that guy, and he got 17. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp, not sure what happened. Was that another Amari Cooper's?
Yes, it was. I think he had one target. It was nuts.
Right? The Coopers. At least there's an excuse. It was in the driving rain. Amari Cooper was in a dome.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a bad start.
No excuse for Amari, yeah.
Okay, we got 30 for Devonta Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done. And then God, defenses this week just
big
went
defenses.
bananas.
Yep, they came up big.
30 out of the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kaimi, 8.7. Can't see a ton on your bench, but Rashad's not bad. That don't know if you're starting him here. Jordan Love gets 20.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, that's tough. But
so is Bucky.
Way to pull it out.
Yeah.
I think I called back the Miracle on Ice quote right after it happened.
Yeah.
Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Greg ends up being the Soviets in this case at 155. Jay pulls it out. Well done, sir. What do you got to say for yourself?
As you might imagine, I got a lot to say. So, first of all, come on, everybody. After Cooper Kupp gets a 0 on Thursday, I thought I was dead.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's one of your best guys. How does he get 0? I'm like, talk about being in a hole.
He's one of my pillars all season.
Yeah.
And then Friday morning, as I'm licking my wounds, and then boom, Njoku looks like he's not going to play.
Yep.
So in a panic, I'm like, I need upside at tight end. There's only one guy.
Kyle Pitts. Enter Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, that's it.
So, and so if you look, he got 6.8 points,
Yep.
and I won by 5.5. So Kyle Pitts drugged me over the finish line. If you want to look at it that way,
You could look at it that way.
Pitts push.
right?
Yeah.
A couple
Pitts
other
push.
things on my team. Yeah, Jaden Daniels. That was fun to watch, Kevin.
Yeah.
Every time he threw a touchdown to McLaurin, that was sticking at the mat.
That was for Dawn.
It was almost like my own personal stack. I was enjoying that.
It was. So wait, Jason, let me stop you on the Jaden Daniels thing. Please explain this to me because, again, you were watching Red Zone like I was. What the hell? Why didn't Washington run it more? They're playing New Orleans. Every time he's got the ball, he's throwing a run. And I'm like, well, you just hand the ball off once in your life. God.
I was too busy enjoying him dropping back.
Yes, every time to McLaurin. Oh, he's open again. I'm like, stop.
And then, against all odds, I was not in a good situation. It was Devontae Smith.
Wow.
At the afternoon game against the Steelers of all people,
jeez.
who gave me some hope with his 30.
Yeah, pretty good.
And then, Monday night coming down to it like that. It was rough, but it was.
And the Falcons, too. Your defense did great.
Yeah, they actually won me the game, Monday night.
Incredible.
So it was another nail biter for me on Monday night. These are getting hard to take the week before I went Monday night.
Yeah, and in defense of Greg, I understand why he went with Darnold. He's been having such a good year. It's hard to start Jordan Love over him. They've both been having good years. And the same thing with Bucky Irving. I mean, Pacheco's back. You're thinking, okay, he's going to roll over Cleveland, 5.7. If you put in stupid Bucky Irving, that alone would swing it. But, how do you know, right?
Well, as far as the quarterback, I would have went with Love, I think.
Interesting.
But the
Okay.
Bucky Irving situation, it's the same reason Rashad White is on my bench.
Mm-hmm.
Is Bucky Irving was the afternoon game, and he was questionable. He was out the week before.
Gotcha.
And so I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, if he's out, I'm putting in White.
Right.
And then so he's the last minute go, and I don't blame Joe for can't trust the guy who went out, especially with
Sure. Yeah, it'd be hard to trust him.
Any time.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely would have put White in.
Yeah.
Over Downs, but when they're splitting. In the Chargers were supposed to have a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
They got lit up, but I definitely don't blame Greg there.
Yeah.
Uncertainty, especially the 1:00 games.
Yeah, that was a tough one. All right, let's move on to the bragging rights. Jay, I'm going to have you take this one.
Here we go. Todd got pounded.
Oh, jeez.
Bragging rights go to Nick's picks. We had 2 people go score over 200, which was pretty amazing.
Yep.
Matt put up a fight at least. Todd got pounded by 96 points. So it was over early, and, it's kind of the merciful way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Matt had the slim hope that he could lie to himself.
Exactly.
The bad beat, that would be me putting it on Greg.
5.86, wow.
And on that bad beat, we've talked about if you watch the games and you lose a close fantasy game, you'll notice all the woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Sure.
One of the big ones, Matt, if you're watching the Red Zone in the afternoon games, was the Cardinal game. They're talking about Trey McBride.
Yes.
Receptions, receptions, yards without a touchdown.
Yep.
Getting close to a record. They mentioned they drew up some plays for him. You see that at the 1 yard line, they ran that little inside shuttle pass.
Yes.
Shuffle pass that the Chiefs used for Kelsey.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
From the 1, it got stood up and stopped, but right there is 6 points.
Right.
If he gets it that
That swings
yard,
it. Yeah.
Greg wins it, and they were trying to get him a touchdown.
Yeah. They were really trying to force it into him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Monday night, my defense got 2 block kicks and a safety.
That's
for
insane.
6 points right there would have swung it for Greg.
Sure.
If those high improbable plays did not happen. So, the close games is all kind of woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Yeah.
But I digress. I'm just high on that victory.
I know you are.
So high score. That was the Stacy's.
Oh,
That was incredible. Good job, Don.
She killed it.
It looked like it was going to be Nick. And Kevin, sorry, you must have been sleeping. We already previewed your game. And so, and here's Matt, who backed into the playoffs last week. But his team would have put up a fight. It's not anybody other than. And so he was 8-3. And I believe one of those 8 wasn't even a playoff team, right?
No, yeah, I'm sure it's like the whole league, which is goofy because we don't care about that. But funny thing, last week I was the lucky one. This one, not so lucky. So the Irish was not with me this week.
Exactly. And for like the 3rd week in a row, I get the defensive award for streaming D's.
Good job with your streaming this year. You've been the wizard.
Yes,
Actually, that's a few years. That's a secret, man. Stream the defenses.
Yeah, but you got to be right. I've streamed them before too. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but it's a better source than whatever I had.
I usually go with my brain.
Your
I don't
big
really
brain.
look into it as far as start sit device or whatever.
Nice.
I do have a trick I do involving the over under in the point spread, and I'm seeing that's actually got a name now in fantasy. But
interesting.
I don't want to go on too much about that.
Okay, interesting.
And then the waiver wire jam was those Falcons.
Yes.
And I decided to keep them this week because they're playing the Giants, so why not?
Yeah, why not, right? You just stick with those guys. All right, let's move on to the matchups for next week as we talked about. Kev, you want to take us through the break?
Gosh. I'd rather play anybody else, honestly. But alas, Jay, it looks like you and I were, top seeded in this bracket, and it's coming down to us. 2-3. Those guys are Fs. I do have to say, I'm behind the 8-ball already. I got 2 starters that went out. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that when we look at it.
I did end up getting. Yeah, we could talk about that later. I'm doing my best to give you my best, Jay. I'm actually thinking I got an uphill battle here, even though I won my division. I think I'm the underdog this week. However, boy, you want to talk about a powerhouse matchup.
Yeah, look at that.
North Division up there. We got Malibu Stacy's Nick's picks, both coming off of 200-plus games. I'm predicting a shootout. 2 very, very strong teams.
Yes.
But yeah, Jay, you and I got a 50-50 chance of making it. I'll take those odds.
Yeah, and the first thing that jumps out at me on these matchups is this is the 1-4-2-3. All 4 division winners won. That I don't think has ever happened.
Yeah.
That the straight chalk 1 through 4 has made it through.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
In the real world, you'll expect that, but in fantasy,
there's got to be an upset once in a while, but not here.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting there. And then with Kevin, we noticed he's got some running back injuries that he had to fill the.
Kamara's out.
Over, Kevin.
The guy stole from you. Karma got me back. The guy stole from you last week is out.
Yeah. I tried to screw you over by getting his back up for $1. But you made the pickups that I would have.
Okay. All right. Well, I tried. They
like that. The Saints like that backup running back. So
so maybe you'll have some help there. Okay, let's get to the big excitement. Oh, look at that on Wednesday. 1 transaction. That was it.
Okay. Right. Hey, since I got you guys.
Yeah, go for it.
I picked up Stafford because Jaden Daniels has the Eagles, and I'm very nervous. They got a good defense. And so I grabbed Stafford, who supposedly has, the Jets. They just got in a shootout with Mac Jones, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So their defense isn't what it used to be or what they thought it would be. So I'm leaning towards starting Stafford there.
Wow, that would be
Jay
gutsy.
Daniels, so, I'm leery about playing matchups or
Yeah.
panic moves. But that Eagles defense is pretty stout, especially up the middle.
Yeah, they are.
They built their defensive line nicely.
Jesus, Don still has Worthy in there.
She gonna stick
Well,
with
since-
old Worthy?
Well, since
He did score last week, so you got that. They're trying to get him the ball.
Yeah. One thing about Worthy though is Hollywood is supposed to be back.
Oh shoot!
So
Well, that's an issue.
Who knows how they're going to work here?
Tajay
got a
Spears
good
might be the
team.
guy. Spears had a
got
good
a
week
good
last week. He
team.
had a couple scores, right?
Yeah, he
He had a really
ended
big
up
score.
RB1, Tajay
Yeah.
Spears.
Yeah, I noticed he was on her bench, and I was
True.
like celebrating that, but it didn't help get her still getting over 200.
I wonder.
Right,
I'm not
yeah.
going to suggest it because I'll ruin it, but I wonder if she can make an improvement there at defense. I saw a few. I picked up Tennessee, and I'm going with them.
I saw
this
that.
week. Yeah, but I wonder if there's more out there than 9 points.
Yeah, that I would probably get off the. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's so
He
hard.
does turn the ball over.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I like
they're
how
in the shootout.
I'm giving advice to the person who scored 219 last week with my poultry. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, you live with her, so I wouldn't give her any.
Right, right, right.
And we're staring down the barrel, Matt, of an Idaho championship.
Oh
game.
my gosh, could you
I
believe
believe we had
that?
one of those before, didn't
That
you,
would be
Kevin?
We did
nuts.
once. That's correct. You got a TV upstairs to prove it.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
had to withhold sex from Don, didn't you? To teach her a
I
lesson.
seem to be strategically doing that all the time.
All right, so any more comments on this game, or you want to look at your game?
You know what? I'm leaning towards Dawn there. I love her running backs.
Yeah.
James Conner was another one tap dancing all over Matt's face
Oh,
last week.
Jesus,
and that was
yeah.
fun.
Every time they're handing him the ball. I'm like, every time in that game they hand James the ball, in the Washington game, they can't find their running back. I'm like, why is this happening?
Kevin, there's few things sweeter than when Matt's whining on the text thread about his team. It's just so delicious.
I think I'm with you. I think I got Dawn a little bit. I do really like her team. They're peaking at the right time.
Yes.
I think the only thing for me, and I could be totally wrong, but I think this game comes down to which Lamar Jackson shows up.
Sure. And they're playing
to me,
Pittsburgh,
you know.
division game. I hope we stop him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
So much of fantasy is matchups, and that's not
Yeah.
good
It
for
really
Lamar
is.
Jackson.
Yeah.
It's not good for Jackson.
All right,
yeah,
let's see if we can get
he's got a
to.
lot riding on that New York game, doesn't he? He's got
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm. Let me get
All
to.
right, and then our matchup, I'm actually going Jay on this one because
Look, it still says the wrong one, so let me get to it again. Hold on, because.
okay.
Keep
Not
talking.
only
Keep going.
did he score more than I did last week, I've got my running back issues already starting. So even when I had him healthy, I was the lowest scorer of the 4 last week. So, but if I got to be taken down by anybody, Jay, I hope it's you.
Thank you.
We shall see. I don't know. I got Jay by a little bit. We'll see. what
Yeah,
happens
I'm
with my
nervous
guys.
because I'm real nervous because Kevin, your team all year has been boom or bust, massive scores or low
Yeah.
scores.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
And you didn't have a low score last weekend, but it
Ooh.
definitely wasn't your best week. So
yeah.
You know
I can
what's.
see a bounce back. Jawan Jennings.
Kev, this
There's
is.
not
yeah.
other options.
Yeah, Kev, on your team, what's really interesting for me, at least looking at it, is your choice of Myers and Ford in that spot and not putting Johnson. I don't know what Johnson's scores have been, but he might be a wild card, and I would say that might tip it one way or another, at least to
Well,
have the highest
he
score you
played-
can get.
He played last night.
He
and
played
Oh,
he
last
shoot.
night.
Yeah, you only had
scored.
4. I guess it's right. So forget that. Never mind. Moving on.
Okay, let's see how Matt's prediction worked. 4.8. Good call. Good call. You
Don't!
know what I mean, Kev?
So I gotta make a change here. I did put in my
What an
kicker. I'm
idiot.
gonna swap out Tennessee for the Commanders, and then I'll be good to go for the rest of the week. I think.
Yeah.
Jay, yeah, you look
and
like a
that's-
murderer's row up there. I don't see Cooper Kupp having another goose egg for you this week. Not
Yeah,
against
no.
those Jets.
So Matt, what are you thinking there with Matthew Stafford there with the Jets?
Yeah, I think it's you're right
Daniels.
because Philly's got such a tough defense. I can totally see you going with Matthew Stafford, but again, Stafford, this year, I know you've seen this, he's had some really great games, and he's had others where he hasn't been so good. And you just hope this isn't one of those, because he's so used to playing in that, not an indoor stadium, but it's close to an indoor stadium, the one in for the Rams facility, and he's going to an outdoor stadium with the Jets. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. We saw what the downpour did. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like in New York that night, but I know it really limited him against the Niners in that game where they played, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. And I don't like this move doing this in the playoffs, switching quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in the same situation you hated for everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm overthinking it, I think.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
I just don't. I can see him with a big fat 8 or something.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll figure it out. The other thing I'm noticing in this matchup that's real interesting is Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the Jets.
Oh, that's great. They're both playing each other. I love it.
Yeah, what's interesting is the Jets, you can and can't throw on them.
Mm-hmm.
From the slot where Cooper Kupp operates, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Puka Nacua is going to have Sauce Gardner on him.
Right.
On
Unless
the outside, so that should be interesting. That matchup actually skews towards me, even though the projections show Puka.
Right.
That'll be something to watch. That should be interesting.
Yeah, the way
Rams
they
go better than any team. They put their wide receivers, those guys, in motion.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, if they use Puka where he's running it off the side or with this end around that he's done before, he might generate some yards and some points that way. But like you said, it's all how they're going to use it. I think we're coming up on a few minutes left. Let me double check and see what it says.
So good luck, Kevin. That should be interesting.
You too, buddy. You too.
Congratulations. One of us has
you.
made the championship.
You
game.
as well.
So I know Matt
for
hates
you
that.
last week.
Exactly. I'm out of it. You two are in it. Good luck to both of you, and good luck to Don versus Nick. That should be a fun game. It's going to be fun. It's actually, at least if there's one saving grace about losing, is at least now I can watch yours and not be stressed about it. I'll be rooting for different ones, but for me, at least I don't have to worry about that for this week.
Keep telling yourself that.
Hey, I got to find some silver light. I don't just want to be depressed over it, for crying out loud.
More time to spend with family.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, who wants to be in playoffs?
Yeah, who likes it? Not me. I definitely don't want to be
Too
in.
much stress.
Exactly. Who wants to look for that other championship he's been desperately looking for how many years now?
Right.
Not me.
You're right, Matt. But speaking of that, if I do happen to lose, Kev, I love you, but if I do lose, don't text me next week. I'm not doing your fucking show. I don't care.
My kid is still here, remember?
If it ain't me.
You know,
Hopefully it's maybe a Boise Civil War.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm just telling you now.
remember
Don't
it.
come. I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm half tempted to bench my players because your appearance at these shows has proven to bring our ratings through the roof. So
That's right. Everybody's loving Jay. We're just the redheaded stepchildren to carry Jay
apparently
along.
All this work we've done means
Matters
nothing.
not at all. It's all Jay.
You know what? All I'm hearing, Matt, is he's scared of next week. He wants me to take care of his wife. He doesn't think he can handle it.
He's
That's
definitely
what
scared.
Someone's got to do it.
All right, so for Jason Devlin and Kevin,
Wait, hold on, no.
All right,
One more thing.
go.
We got a minute. Looks like we have a few minutes here.
Barely a few. I'm at 37 out of 40. I don't want to dive like we normally do.
No, okay. I just want to throw this out here. Joe had texted about meeting up next week for the championship
Yes.
at Old Town Pizza in Auburn.
Yes.
I just wanted to throw it out there, which was fun, by the way. For those of you who missed it, Terry was there. It was pretty cool. Both guys had expressed a willingness to come up to Grass Valley. There's a place I've been wanting to try in Grass Valley.
Yeah.
It's newish. It's if you guys are willing to come up there, they open at 10 on Sundays for football.
Yeah.
So anybody who's curious, it's called Three Kings.
Okay.
You could Google it. It's like bar food, burgers.
Yeah,
food.
sure. No, I'm fine doing that. That'd be great to go up there.
I'll put that out here. Hopefully Joe watches the video.
Yeah. Send it out to the group, and we'll definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm willing to go down there, but I've been wanting to try this place.
Why not?
They opened up a year or two ago. It used to be a coffee place with a great.
No, we done the pizza enough. Let's try something new. I'm totally good with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and supposedly they got Sunday ticket, so we can watch actual games.
Right on.
Wherever we sit. So that'd be fun.
Okay.
And one other thing, if I may, big game tonight for Notre Dame, Kevin.
I'm going with your sister. I'm gonna go meet Terry down there in a couple hours.
5 o'clock. That's a couple hours.
Yeah.
You guys are going to Mojo's, right, Matt?
Yeah. Gonna go to Mojo's. Good place.
Yeah.
It should be exciting.
I'm excited.
Full disclosure, Kevin.
Yeah.
I usually root for Notre Dame.
Yes.
Because I got love for the Heats.
Thank
I've
you.
been watching Indiana most of the season. They're, like I was telling Terry, they're an amazing underdog story. So I'm going to be rooting for Indiana. I love their coach. He's a
Okay.
their coach team. But if Notre Dame wins, I'll be happy for them. I won't be mad. I really can't lose tonight. But I got to admit, I go for the underdog story.
Little
Indiana.
in-state rivalry there. Yeah, that's cool.
I guess if Notre Dame's ever heard of them, so they might call it in-state rivalry, but
we'll see.
Notre
I
Dame
mean,
doesn't.
it's our own fault for not being part of a division. We probably could have had an easier entrance, but that's okay. We'll take Indiana. It's just as good as anybody else.
Nice.
And like I told Terry too, your big rival seems to be America. You beat Army, you beat Army. It seems like you guys just hate America.
You hate America.
That's your rival.
This is our going against the election this year. So that's, yeah.
I'm going to tell you what my dad told me since I was 3 years old.
What's that?
Nobody likes the Irish, son. Nobody in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, welcome to being Irish.
Boycott the Irish.
We know.
Exactly.
By the way, we know.
It's like,
You
my
feel
dad
it.
told me, he said, they don't let Irish be doctors or lawyers, but I think he just didn't want to pay for college. I think he was lying.
There you go. There you go.
I love it. All right, so for Jason, Devlin, and Kevin Heath, this is Matt Dickey saying happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to all those out there to celebrate. Take us home, Mr. Heath.
Stay merry, BONESTORM.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Good
Merry
luck.
Christmas, everybody. Good luck, Kevin.
You too, buddy.
Awesome. And we
That was good.
are